India has become the fourth largest economy in the world, overtaking Japan. Niti Aayog CEO Subrahmanyam had made this statement, briefing reporters after the 10th Governing Council meeting of Niti Aayog. Now, Subrahmanyam had said that overall geopolitical and economic environment is favourable to India. He also said that we are the fourth largest economy as he speaks, and that we are a $4 trillion economy. Citing IMF data, Subrahmanyam had said that India is larger than Japan, not only US, China, Germany, which are larger than India, but if they stick to what is being planned and what is being thought through, in the next 2.5 to 3 years, India will be the third largest economy, was a statement that he had made. Remember, this was responding to a question on President Trump's recent statement that he expects Apple iPhones will be sold in the US to be manufactured in America and not in India or any place else. He also said that in terms of tariffs, there are uncertainty given the dynamics. There will be a cheap place to manufacture in India compared to United States. My colleague Himanshu joins us with more details. Himanshu, it seems after the Niti Aayog meeting, several initiatives were discussed as far as the Indian economy is concerned, and the government now saying that India is on the way to become third largest economy.
That's right. A very important statement by the Niti Aayog CEO Subrahmanyam, and it came in the context of the deliberations that happened yesterday at the Niti Aayog's Governing Council meeting, which was attended by a large number of chief ministers, governors and lieutenant governors. And in that meeting, there was a consensus that if India has to become a developed country, then every state should also become a developed state. And it was in that context, he mentioned that in last few years, the effort by Prime Minister to take his vision of making India a developed country by 2047, a lot of good work has happened on the ground, especially on the economic front. And he mentioned the specific achievements of Modi government in the sectors like manufacturing, services, etc. And while he was deliberating, he said it very specifically that we are the fourth largest economy as I speak, and we are a $4 trillion economy as I speak. He said that US, China and Germany are the only countries which now have a larger economy than India. And importantly, he also said that if we keep doing the good work that we are doing, the center and the state, if they keep working in coordination and give that thrust and momentum to the economy, then India is all set to become the third largest economy in the world by 2028. And if I quote him, he said, if we stick to what is being planned and what is being thought through, in 2.5 to 3 years we'll be the third largest economy. So I think there is confidence in the government that in recent years, all these important decisions that have been taken to give a thrust, a new momentum to economic growth. And if the states keep growing at the pace that they are growing, then India, of course, will be on the right track to become a developed country by 2047. So that formed the larger context in which the Niti Aayog CEO made this important statement. But of course, states will have a very critical role to play if India has to continue growing at a much faster pace than what we are now. That's right.
Right, Himanshu. And as far as tariffs are concerned that have been leveled on India from the side of the United States as well, it seems that was discussed in the meeting as well, as reporters had asked a question about iPhone manufacturing and Trump's statement. Subrahmanyam had in fact said that since the dynamic is still uncertain, it still seems that India is the best in terms of ease of doing business and manufacturing.
That's right. And, the government of India's official position has been that the talks are going on between India and the US on the tariff issue. And when the reciprocal tariffs were first announced on 2nd April, we have seen lots of engagements at the official level, at the political level between India and the United States. And the chief negotiator from India, Rajesh Agarwal, is still in the US now. He's meeting officials. There's the talk that both the countries are seeking to have some kind of an interim deal ahead of the July 9th deadline, the date on till which the imposition of reciprocal tariff has been paused by President Trump. So there are talks going on, and this is India's official position that at the moment the talks are still on, and it will be difficult to talk about with any finality what would be the tariff agreement that India and US will reach. But India, of course, is pushing US to ensure that the reciprocal tariff of 26% that was announced on 2nd April, that should not be imposed because India and the US have decided to have a bilateral trade agreement, the first tranche of the bilateral trade agreement by the fall of this year, that is September and October. And as I said, the talks are going on between both the countries to have some kind of an interim deal on the lines that US had with the UK, that the reciprocal tariffs are not imposed, and both the countries address the concerns they have about tariff and non-tariff barriers that they impose on each other's goods. That's right.
Right, Himanshu. Thank you for joining us and bringing us those details.